Have you ever felt like life suddenly turned against you? Like you woke up one morning, and everything you trusted just slipped away? Does this sound familiar? The story of Job in the Bible reminds us that even in the deepest pain, faith still works, even when life feels unfair. Before the pain, Job had everything. But when heaven allowed a test, a storm shakes Job's entire world and he lost everything. Can you imagine standing in his shoes? Hearing one heartbreaking message after another, one that can make you too weak to even cry. Most of us would give up right there. But Job didn't. Instead, he tore his robe in grief, fell to the ground, and said, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." That's faith. Not faith that denies pain, but faith that survives pain. When Job's suffering grew worse, his friends came, but instead of comforting him, they judged him. Have you ever had people misunderstand your pain? People who see your struggle but not your story? That was Job's reality. Worst of all, his wife, the one person he expected to understand, said, "Curse God and die." But he refused. Though, he didn't understand what God was doing, but he trusted who God was. Sometimes the hardest part of faith isn't the pain. It's the silence. When you cried out. When you begged for answers. But heaven was quiet. And that silence, that long, heavy silence, can make you wonder if God still sees you. Maybe that's where you are right now. You have prayed. You have cried. You have awaited. And nothing seems to change. Beloved, remember, God's silence is not His absence. Even when you can't hear Him, He's still speaking through the waiting, through the stillness, through the tears you cry when no one else sees. After Job's long season of testing, God finally spoke. He didn't explain why everything happened, but He reminded Job who He is. The Creator of all things. The one who set the stars in place. And that reminder changed everything. Job's faith was renewed, restoration came, and God blessed the latter part of Job's life more than the beginning. Because he stayed faithful when life made no sense. Maybe your life's trials looks different. Maybe it's losing a job, a relationship, your peace, or your health. Maybe you feel like you're doing everything right. And still, everything is falling apart. Remember, your story isn't over. God hasn't forgotten you. He's just not done with you yet.